Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be clarifying a few things about the Fanverse and the Animal Connected Universe, or as I will also be calling it, ACU. Just to make it simpler for me to say. So, I'm going to be going over what they are and updates regarding them. And then I'll be going over Fanverse franchises at the end so you guys know what pieces I'm working with here. Or as my universe's God would call it, pieces, toys in my sandbox that I'm working with here. So, what the Fanverse is first. Let's go with that. Let's start with that. The Fanverse is as I've been presenting it in videos, or my latest two videos. It is an Earth it is a universe where I took a bunch of these different franchises, turned them into alternate universes, and then put those alternate universes into a singular timeline. So that is what my Fanverse is when I'm describing it. But from now on, whenever I want to specifically talk about that world, I'm going to be using Fan V, Fan-V, Earth 1, or Earth Prime. And whenever I want to talk about the wider multiverse that world inhabits, which is a multiverse with only 100 Earths, because I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, I will be saying Fanverse. So, that is what my Fanverse is. I will be going over characters at the end, and franchises at the end. What my Animal Connected Universe is a headcanon. So, a headcanon that I put into timeline order over the course of me watching movies, those movies. The Animal Connected Universe consists of, in watch order and timeline order, I didn't change anything about them. It's supposed to be, you can watch these films, these real films that we have in the real world, and them somewhat make sense together, even though they shouldn't be together. So, what I did was, took certain franchises, put them into a watch order, and called that a universe. The franchises I have in it are as follows. In timeline/watch order, Beverly Hills Chihuahua 1, I already forgot. Okay, Homeward Bound 1, Bolt, Beverly Hills Chihuahua Pilot, Rio 1, Homeward Bound 2, Rio 2, Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2, Pub Academy Season 1, The Rhino Short, Hotel for Dogs, Pub Academy Season 2, Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3, and Pup Stars 1, 2, and 3. Pup Star 1, 2, and 3. Those are the movies I have in my ACU. And to make sure it makes sense, I don't need to change a single thing. I just need to watch them. The craziest this universe gets is Pub Academy. I could have added more. I chose not to. So, then, would my Animal Connected Universe be in my Fanverse? No, it is not. Not as you would watch it. The way you would watch my Animal Connected Universe in watch order, that is not a part of my Fanverse. Homeward Bound in my Fanverse, in my Fan V Earth, in my main Earth, Earth Prime, is still in the 90s, where it takes place in the real world. I don't have Pupstar or Hotel for Dogs in my Earth Prime anymore. And regarding things that I don't have on my Earth Prime, I don't have MLP, aka My Little Pony, or Back to the Outback either. And I might get rid of the Cat from Outer Space, but I might just have his story take place in the modern day in a town with little technology. But I don't think I'm going to have his story in my universe. Actually, no, I'm not. I just thought of something way better. So I'm not going to do that. So the Cat from Outer Space, MLP, or My Little Pony, Hotel for Dogs, and what was the other thing? I forget what the other thing was. Oh my god. Back to the Outback are not canon to Earth Prime, to Fan V. And neither is Rio 2 or Pupstar. Since I didn't like the direction that Rio 2 took its characters, I decided they just don't go on that Amazon trip in my universe. So that's why those movies aren't canon. And Pupstar, I have a different way for the animals to speak. So I don't need Pupstar to exist, because I don't need those treats to exist. I have a different way of having the animals speak to humans in my world. At first, they aren't able to speak to humans. They're only able to speak to each other, or at least after an event happens. But later on, they can speak to humans. So the franchises that I have in my on Earth One are Batman, Spider-Man, Scooby-Doo, Beverly Hills Chihuahua, Pup Academy, Rio 1 specifically, Frozen 1 specifically, Bolt, Ninjago to some extent. What else? Super Buddies, specifically only Super Buddies. I don't have the other Buddies films at all, and I don't have any of the Air Bud films. The only Air Bud film I technically have is Air Bud 1 as an in-universe movie that the characters can watch. And you might be thinking, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Isn't Air Bud the father of the Buddies? How can he be an in-universe movie and his kids be real characters? Because I have Buddy the actor that played Buddy the character, the dog, in our real world as the father of the Buddies in universe. So I swapped out the roles of the actor and the character to be the opposite in their universe. So in our universe, okay, I'll try to explain this a bit better. I think you guys get what I'm saying, but I'm just gonna explain it just in case. In our universe, Buddy the actor plays Buddy the character, and Buddy the character has the Super Buddies, or has the Buddies who would later become the Super Buddies as kids. In my universe, the Buddy actor is a character in universe, and he plays Buddy the character that we have in our world in their world on TV, in a movie. And the Buddy actor is the one who raises the Super Buddies, or the Buddies. So I hope that makes sense. Also, yes, this is the first. This is a completely unscripted face reveal video, I guess. So yeah. Anything else that I should go over? Oh yeah, the rest of the franchises. Underdog. Okay, I'm gonna just restate them because that was a bit of a long tangent. I do tend to go on tangents. I do think that you're seeing my face can help me explain some of the tangents. There's not going to be any editing to this video. When I turned the camera on, I was going to make edits, but now I'm just not going to bother. It's just going to be a podcast type video, I guess. So, my franchises, I'll start over with them, are Batman, Spider-Man, Scooby-Doo, Ninjago, Beverly Hills Chihuahua, Homeward Bound, to an extent, not really shown, but like in a newspaper, Bolt, Pup Academy, Rio 1 specifically only, Rio 1 only, Frozen 1 only, no Frozen 2, no Rio 2, Super Buddies, Underdog, what else? Pup Academy, I may have already mentioned that. Oh yeah, Phineas and Ferb, and I think this is 16 franchises because I think I have 16 franchises in my Earth Prime. So I think I listed most of them. Oh yeah, Lilo and Stitch, or just Stitch, specifically mostly the anime's events of Stitch. Yes, there is a Stitch anime. Impossible to find, basically, but it's some episodes are on YouTube, and so yeah. Specifically, it's after the events of Stitch: A Perfect Memory. So yeah, that is a special that takes place after the anime. So that's Stitch's latest adventure in his canon, and in my canon in Earth Prime, he has more adventures after that. I hope that isn't confusing to understand what I just said. So I also have my Dr. Spider OC, which is a Minecraft spider in a tuxedo. And he's going to be important in terms of metahuman's weaknesses, because obsidian mixed with a chemical he made, obsidian mixed with a chemical he made is a metahuman weakness. It's a dampener. It's how they dampen metahuman powers, or how they dampen metahuman powers post dampening colors, because the dampening colors maybe stopped working for some reason, or it could have always been a thing. And then I have one other character from a franchise that their franchise didn't come along to the Fanverse Earth with them, to Earth Prime with them, but the character did. I have Stealth Elf from Skylanders. Specifically, she's playing the role of Santa's daughter. So I don't have Skylanders as a franchise in my universe, so if you mentioned someone like Jetvac or Spyro to her, she would have no idea who they are. But I have Stealth Elf's design and hopefully somewhat personality in my universe. So like the Skylanders franchise is not on my Earth, not even in my Fanverse, but Stealth Elf, or Elf Nicholas, because she's Santa's daughter in my universe, and that's the last name I went with for Santa, is canon to my Earth Prime. And so I think that is all the franchises I have. I think that's going to wrap this video up. I don't think I have much more to say. Oh yeah, well, I do have one more thing to say, if you haven't pieced it together already. The last 2 videos I made are now deemed not canon, hence why I put an out-of-date tag thing, like in parentheses, next to the titles of them. So the Fanverse Villains and Heroes video that I made, and the Fanverse Franchise Importance video that I made, they are no longer canon. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything because I took MLP out mostly. I'm mostly considering because MLP, but I did take a few other things out as well. So that's going to end this video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I would say try to go back to this video as a reference point if you're ever confused about something. Although I will be eventually, once I figure out a complete timeline for my universe for Earth Prime, I will be showing that on a silent video that has no commentary. I will just be scrolling through Google Doc slowly, and you guys could just pause at whatever point you want to read the timeline. But I am not done with the timeline. I have a lot made, but it's not finished, and it might technically never be finished because I might think of new things to add on to it. But the main stuff is going to be added to the timeline. Not every single event, but a good portion of them. And so, keep an eye out for that. Probably not in the near future at all. It's probably going to be years from now, I'm guessing. But it could be months from now, or it depends on whenever I finish the timeline. And with that video is also going to be a peek at the rules of the Fanverse, of how my universe works. Like with the magic system and with the Lazarus Pit and all that stuff. So, oh yeah, and I also have Lion King as well. I don't think I mentioned that as well. So I have Lion King in my Earth Prime as well. I may have forgotten that in the recap thing. Anyway, I will see you guys later. This is not my room, and all my videos are unscripted. So don't mind the posters in the back. They're my nephew's, not mine. But this room is just the best place for recording, I think. And I will see you guys later. Enjoy. Oh, and try to, like, share, and comment. I would like that. Also, hype the video if you're on mobile. Bye.